Hello, everybody. Just a quick point out that we have a new pack member uh, in the family here in the truck. Hasn't quite been totally accepted yet by the other two, but they are tolerating each other, which is a good sign. They play a little differently, and sometimes what uh, Kobe, the French bulldog, um, does kind of irritates the other two big dogs. So they've had small little arguments, which just basically snapping at him to put him in his place and tell him he's doing something wrong. Um, but he's a bully breed, just like the rest of them, and they are all hard-headed. So he keeps trying. Um, I think things are going to work out well. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment period. It is a small area, and the reason we have him is because uh, there was a family in Florida that gave him to my mother. He is a full-blooded AKC AKC registered French Bulldog. Um, and they were having to travel a lot with their son who plays sports. And they were inconvenienced by the fact that now they have a dog and it's hard to travel with a dog. Um, so they gave him to my mother along with all of his paperwork and uh, vet records. But she is a dog sitter. She's retired, but there's a lot of people in the area that do a lot of travel and don't like putting their dogs in kennels. So she does a lot of dog sitting. And because he's not aggressive towards other dogs, he just hasn't been well socialized with other dogs. So he doesn't know the uh, social norms, what's right or wrong, um, and doesn't exactly know how to interact correctly with other dogs. Um, so she was a little nervous about, being able to continue dog sitting, which she makes amazing money at. Um, and I didn't want her to lose that income because she is retired. She's on a fixed income, and she really likes the income, and she loves dogs. So it's the perfect job for her. Very easy for her to do, and she makes really good money at it. So I says, I was already planning on getting a couple of French bulldogs when my two big dogs are no longer around, because one of them is getting pretty old. Tank is about 11 years old. So, uh, so I decided to take Kobe on the truck with me. So anyway, nothing to do with trading, but just wanted everyone to know. Sometimes I'm not getting on as much as I used to live, and I was going to try to restart that a bit, but now, um, a little bit more of my time is trying to get the dogs adjusted with each other, get them to accept each other, and you know, get that part of my life straightened out before I get back into more responsibilities on the server and the trading side. So just wanted everybody to know what that was about. Um, I wanted to jump on today real quick. Uh, well, nothing I ever do video wise is quick, but we'll give it a shot. Uh, Tank, lay down. So this is what I was looking at today. Um, I took a couple of trades pre-market, one in NASDAQ, one in oil. Both failed, so I was down about $250. Yesterday I was down 420 something when I stopped trading. which between 4 and 500 is my personal daily loss limit. If I reach that, regardless of what the market's doing, I have to stop trading for the day. So yesterday we took a full daily loss um, of $420. Give me just a minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Obviously, the dogs keep moving around. They should be laying down for a nap because we just went outside. Uh, but anyway, um, so this is what I was looking at today. Um, I have the hourly chart up for my trade ideas, and I have the 5 minute chart up for my entries today. And I still have the fib on from the big flush. And um, I'm still working that as well. So Friday we came up, we hit the 6-2, we got displacement down that broke structure. Um, Overnight we've slowly worked our way up. Yesterday in the New York session, we took liquidity from this high, hit the 705 on the swing, big swing, and rejected that as well. Nice liquidity move that could have been traded yesterday for pretty much an all morning hold. Um, we came down and we broke structure again. Um, so this morning I put a fib on this right here, and I noticed that we had come up to the 50% and held it and pulled back down, but didn't make a lower low. It did draw any liquidity. Um, this bull fair value gap is the last one we have um, before we make lower lows on this section here. And we had come in and we had tapped that a couple of times. We also on our pullbacks had come down and made these equal lows. So there's a lot of sell side liquidity down here. And that's what I was looking to trade into today. As we had, hit our 6-2 and then we took buy side liquidity up here. That was a big 1 hour rejection after breaking the high and hitting the 705 on the fib from the flush. So that started my premise for the day. I wanted to see us come down and take this sell side liquidity down here and see if this fair value gap was going to hold above the 50% mark. Because if it does hold, uh, all the way through today, I think maybe we bounce off of it as internal liquidity and start heading our way back up towards more external liquidity to fill that big flush that we had again. Um, so I put a fib up on the liquidity move because we also had displacement down that broke structure and the 50% mark held. We pulled back and then we started to climb. And this is when I started getting interested because if we broke the 50% mark, I definitely wanted to take a trade at the 6-2. Um, and we didn't quite get there by a few ticks, but it was certainly close enough for me to go ahead and enter the trade. And the target for that was down here at 453. Now, the fib on the 1 hour, our target is down at 427. Uh, and, that's what I was still looking for us to hit, um, but don't know if we will. If we do, then this fair value gap is no longer at play, uh, and we'll look at price action from there. But we did come up and hit the 6.2. I did enter a trade here. Um, and okay, so that was right in here. Um, and we did push down. Now, I've blown two funded accounts uh, pretty quickly in succession. Okay, so my confidence isn't great at the moment. All right. And today was an exercise in building confidence. So we came down, and I should have known we were going to get, some kind of reaction once we broke through VWAP and start to push back up. But I wasn't, uh, I wasn't prepared to lose money on this trade. Okay. Now you can say that that's fear, and it is, um, but it's fear based on my recent past performance. So holding on to trades and having the confidence to hold through the pullbacks is a little tough for me right now. But I'm working on it. That's what today was, an exercise in confidence. So, yeah, we pulled down below VWAP. I also have an anchored VWAP on, or I had an anchored VWAP on from this low right here, where we pushed back up. And sellers did take control when they came back below that VWAP and the daily VWAP, or the session VWAP. And then we went up to retest it. And I got a little nervous there and I got out of the trade. It was in profit, but I just got a little nervous because that was not only a retest, but it was an equal and opposite candle. Okay. It didn't reach the wick, but it did reach the body. So opposite and equal and opposite candles tend to signal a reversal. So that one got me a little worried and got me out of the trade. Once we fell back down below these, I got into the trade again. I've, Obviously, I was at a much worse price than my original entry. Um, and I just kind of worked this trade all the way down. Uh, you know, Working three micro contracts. Enter with three, take a little profit, wait for a little pullback, uh, add one or two more, let it come down, take a couple more off. So my average entry price kept falling. I was taking profits, but I wasn't taking very big profits. Okay. And again, I'm okay with that today because today was just, let's get a green day. Just let's just get a green day on this account. I didn't even care if I got back all of yesterday's losses. I just wanted to end today green. Okay. Um, does that put a lot of pressure on me? Um, and is it the wrong kind of goal to have? I don't know. Um, for me, I think sometimes I just need to have a green day. Doesn't matter if it's $50, $500, or $5,000. I just need to have a green day because I'm not feeling like I'm trading the way I should, even though all I'm doing is trading based on math. And that's all the fib is math. So my emotions should not be controlling any part of my trading. Fortunately, it always does. It will with all of us. Um, and after blowing two funded accounts and taking my first day in this funded account into a drawdown, I just wanted a green day. That's all it was. So I was moving my stop loss to break even a lot. I was taking partial profits a lot, and then adding back into trades at a worse price, taking more profits by scaling out. So my profits were small. Uh, and I ended up taking several trades today instead of just holding the two trades that I knew I wanted to take until I reached profit target on them. Now, obviously, on the 1 hour when it hit the 6.2, oh, sorry, on the 1 hour when it hit the 6.2, I'm really not expecting it to come all the way down to here because we still have this order block or fair value gap that seems to be holding um, from previous price action. And, I'm going to get pretty nervous once we get back down in here, holding that short all the way through the fair value gap. Okay. So when price got down into this area, it was very hard for me to hold a trade for very long. Uh, moving my stop loss to break even rather quickly, uh, and getting stopped out break even, having to re-enter a trade, all that good stuff. So, but as you can see, I mean, when we hit the 6.2 today, we reversed, and again, once again, I think we broke structure here, closed below this low, which was I was pretty happy with. Um, and you know, this trade, uh, I made some good money on. Uh, got really nervous down here, which was a good thing because I mean we did have a pretty big pullback. But if I had just waited, another 2 hours, or hour and a half, we would have gotten all the way down to the bottom of the fair value gap and pretty darn close to target. Okay. But I didn't do that. I was taking multiple trades in through here. Um, I knew where I was expecting price to go, but I was letting the 5 minute chart shake me out. Okay. Um, I was also using VWAP today at the highs, to get back into the trades that I either stopped out break even or closed too early. Um, so, I mean, I kept my head about me. Uh, I was trading well. I just wasn't holding very as long as I should, and I wasn't adding to my trades like I should. So, no big deal. It is what it is. We ended up, um, once we hit the 6.2, we came down, and again, I said, I think, we pretty much broke structure, when we closed. Uh, we closed that one right here. Okay. Um, and that was also uh, displacement below this low. So I went ahead and I put a fib up, from the beginning of this push down, and, was looking to take a trade at the 6.2, which was also at the time the anchored VWAP and the daily VWAP. Um, and I did take a trade there, stopped out because I didn't give it enough room. Um, I basically stopped out at the 705. And then the good part about this trade is I did re-enter at the 7.9. Okay. Uh, so I actually got a better price on my re-entry instead of a worse price. Uh, and we took that one down to the previous low. Um, and I think pretty much at that point I was done. Um, I could have, uh, possibly traded more. I didn't actually watch the markets after that, so I couldn't tell you, exactly where I would have been with that. But, we did come pretty darn close to the 2.7 on that trade as well. We just had some pullbacks that got me a little nervous because we started making higher highs and higher lows, before we just finally flushed down and got probably as close to that profit target as we may get today. Um, because this fair value gap is still showing that it is going to hold over 3 days' time. So, it's still possible that we can come down and close through that fair value gap. But for the time being, it is still showing that it's going to hold, even though we've grabbed, it's given us some good sell side liquidity to grab. It's now built some more sell side liquidity for us to grab. But whether we do or not, I just don't know. But anyway, that's how I've been framing my trades lately. We did have this really big displacement move that we are still working our way up through. We have hit the 6-2 and reversed. We've hit the 705 and reversed. And, it's possible we could come up and hit the 7-9 and have another reversal that we could trade. But, you know, as it stands now, uh, until we get through this fair value gap, I do not expect to see the profit target on this down push uh, for a few days, probably into next week, uh, and may never get there at all. This may be as low as we're going to go, and we work our way back up. I don't know. So, but that's how I'm using my fibs. That's how I'm trading uh, this price structure at the moment, and it's been working out. Well, today it worked out rather well. Yesterday, um, I was trying to short this thing uh, between the 5.0 and the 6.2, and that's where I took my 400 and something dollars worth of losses instead of just waiting for it to come up and hit the 6.2, and would have been an absolutely fantastic trade all the way back down to this fair value gap. Um, and yesterday I was on the 15-minute chart with 1 minute entries. I do tend to trade better and have more profitable days the higher time frame that I go. But, you know, the highest entry time frame I want is the 5 minute. So the 1 hour is pretty much where I need to be taking my trade ideas from, and just using the 4 hour and the daily as a market prep charts. See where they're at, what kind of daily bias I might have, and then work off of the 1 hour and the 5 minute. It worked out good today. I got back all my losses from yesterday and just a little touch of profit. Uh, and as soon as that last trade hit its target profit, I went ahead and um, got out of the market for the day. Actually, we're going to stay out of the markets for the day and go ahead and lock ourselves out. And that locks us out of, as long as you lock yourself out on the leading account, it will also lock you out on any other account that you're copy trading. No manual trading allowed. Okay. Um, so all I have to do is lock out one account, and it locks me out of all the accounts that I was copy trading, which is all of my accounts that have not been blown. Okay, I've still got quite a few 50s that are going to reset in about a week or so, and then I've got a few of the 100Ks that won't reset until next month. I blew those pretty quick when they got reset this month. I do have a couple of 100Ks combines that are in the copy trading. Um, all of my really cheap 50Ks just got reset, so I'm trading those, and I'm trading my funded account uh, as the main account. And because I have 50K combines in this trade copy, I can't trade minis. And really, at this point, I don't want to trade minis. Uh, I want to get my confidence back to the point where I can trade minis on just my 150K or the 100Ks. But until then, I'm trading micros only, no more than 5 contracts per trade, entering with 3 trades, adding 2 when I can, and then scaling out, or if price action looks strong enough, holding all the way to target profit. So that's it. That was my thought process for today. I just wanted to come in and share that with everyone on how I traded today, what my thoughts were to get those trades, and yeah. So we are still in a pretty good consolidation area here for the last few days, which, is pretty much always to be expected when you have a 600 point flush. Um, Price is going to consolidate for a while and uh, digest that move. Um, being a bad range trader, uh, I think, when we get into these 1 hour ranges, I feel a little bit better in trading them, uh, just simply because uh, it's a larger time frame and I know the moves are going to last for quite a while longer. So that's it for today. Um, Anybody ever has any questions on the strategy or trade plan that I use, feel free to hit me up, um, and be more than happy to get into a study session and explain the way I trade off of the fibs. So, all right, that's it for me today. We'll see everyone tomorrow, hopefully for another green trading day.